thinking LAPD does a great job. We don't have crime here. They thought out in the valley or West Los Angeles, hey man, they're great. They smile, they wave. They're always around when you need them. Well, that wasn't how other parts of the city were being treated.
On January 3rd, 1979, two members of the Los Angeles Police Department shot and killed Eula Mae at her home in a dispute over a $22.09 utility bill. She died on her front lawn before the eyes of her own children.
There is no single event that had a more profound impact in LAPD history up to that point in time than the shooting of Eula Mae Love.
This is where Mrs. Eula Love stood the day the shooting took place. There was an officer here, an officer there. She held a knife in her hand. There was a scuffle, the knife was knocked out of her hand. She reached for it, and as she threw it, the officers opened fire.
This was a big deal. This is a woman who's had a tough time. And she was desperate. So there was a lot of empathy going out to her from the community.
Once again, we have a member of the Black community dead under circumstances that are highly questionable at best.
It has been determined that the evidence does not warrant the filing of criminal charges. This was a justifiable homicide committed by the officers in their own self-defense.
As far as the LAPD was concerned, it was just an event, and everybody was supposed to accept it. This was on the lips and minds of everybody in the community.
The people gonna get justice, and it's gonna be in the street.
It didn't help that you had a police chief who behaved poorly and in many ways irresponsibly.
I've commented on the media squeezing out the last tier of emotion in this situation where they talk about a $22 gas bill. It doesn't make any difference, but it was a $69 gas bill.
Gates was Gates. He's going to be fully supportive of his officers.
I guess they don't think I have any sympathy for anyone other than police officers, and that's simply not true. I have great empathy and sympathy for Eula Love and her family. Deeply sorry that it happened, but it did happen.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 1804 Show, Chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is another episode of 1804 History. So you know what to do. Hit like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more future episodes. But yeah, I'm back, y'all, with another video. It's been a minute. Been getting myself together. But I ain't forget about y'all and just wanted to talk about this story that I uncovered a few days ago. So this story is about a 39-year-old woman by the name of Eula Mae Love, who was a mother of 3 or 4 kids living in South Central LA up in Athens Park neighborhood back in the 70s. So what happened was on January 3rd, 1979, the police was called to her house saying that she was threatening a gas man. She hit him with a shovel. And it was like a dispute over a $22 gas bill. Or they also say that it was over $60. But basically they were saying that it was a domestic disturbance. So they try to confront her and see what was going on. And she had a knife. So 2 officers who was One was white, one was black. Ended up shooting her over 12 times. She died right on the porch. And it was one of those murders that was horrific. So the police failed to not charge the officers, saying that it was a justifiable homicide, and they just practically let the two cops get away with murder. And Chief Gates, who was chief of police at the time, always just never held his officers accountable, saying it was fine police work, let's move on. So the community was upset. So it was like a uproar, and they did protests, they did marches, they did a whole lot of news coverage saying that these officers need to be charged for murdering this lady. Like, they couldn't subdue her, they couldn't tase her, or they couldn't take the knife out of her hand. They didn't have to kill her like that. So it just was a very sad situation, because the history of Los Angeles with the citizens, black citizens, and police is horrendous, So they was just, saying in the media how it was practically a lynching. And just, how could you let these officers get away with it and not charge them? Because, this is before Rodney King and around the time the, crack epidemic and stuff like that. So they looked at it. If any black person was killed, that's fine police work. Good job. So I just be telling everybody that you got to be careful with, trusting the police, or just thinking that everything's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? They are a friend. And I'm not saying that every cop is bad, but it's just in certain circumstances that we have to be aware of. Even when we call the police, we got to be careful with, we may get assassinated in front of our children in our own home, when things could have been prevented, and things can go completely left when you're dealing with the police and you're a black American. So we have to be very cautious. So this lady, you just never know what she was going through or what was going on. They said that her husband had passed away not that long ago, so she was probably grieving and wasn't all together, but we don't know what truly happened. We can only speculate, because I did so much research about this story and I couldn't really cover a backstory or discover, people talking about what kind of woman she was. But it doesn't matter if she was good or bad, but she didn't deserve to get shot 12 times. Things could have been prevented, but they didn't care. They didn't care about her life. 39 is young. I know that we don't think about how young 39 was, because, now we're the OGs. So 39 is easy nowadays. Some people make it, some people don't, but she was like close to 40 years old. And now it just, it seems like a fairy tale or anomaly, you know, how young 39 is, but you took a woman away from her kids, and there's no telling how much trauma they had developed seeing their mother get killed like that. So my hats go off to her children, her loved ones, everybody who was affected by it, because I couldn't imagine witnessing something like that. But yeah, she was only 39 years old. She was really brutally murdered in front of our home for something that could have been prevented. Whether if it was $22 or $69, nobody deserves to get killed like that. But yeah, I just wanted to just drop off this video and just, make sure that you guys know what's going on or just what went on, because it's still happening to this day. Same script, different cast. But y'all like, subscribe to the channel, share this video please, and rest in peace to Eula Mae, love, and I'm out. Peace.